What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with some Destiny 2 news and updates. And so firstly, Bungie have posted a countdown/teaser for the showcase reveal coming next week on August 23rd. The anticipation is certainly building for that, plus we've now had the season send off in game with an ominous message and more. So we'll cover all of that stuff, and then for today, we have some other communications and updates from Bungie, including a bunch of future weapon changes and sandbox teasers from a Bungie weapon designer, plus a few other things to round up. So as always, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you do, a rating below really helps us out. But without further delay, let's get into it. And the first thing we should touch on today is that Bungie have now posted a showcase reveal teaser page in the run-up to August 23rd. The page reads, "It has arrived. As we prepare for fate to unfold, the people of the last city look to the stars, to us for hope. And while we have triumphed in the face of impossible odds before, this time feels different. But if there is to be no escape, our story will be one of courage, one of legends. Join us and witness the next chapter in Destiny 2. And of course, that will be next Tuesday, the 23rd of August, and the pre-show will begin at 8 AM PDT, and that'll be 4 PM in the UK. Then at 9 AM PDT, 1 hour before the weekly reset time, the showcase will begin. Bungie also posted a teaser trailer covering the past year, Starside, which is a bunch of hype, but if you haven't seen it, here it is in full.
Hello, old friend.
What? They're like corrupted gold!
No!
Are they using supers?
That's what I want in Destiny. I want darkness.
I just got chills.
This is everything I've ever wanted out of the story.
Multiple G-Force.
Oh my god, I love it.
Ooh, damn. Growth is nasty, son. Your life is forfeit.
No! Woo! The Leviathan is back. A scythe? A freaking scythe!
Where is Callus? He has given himself over to the witness.
Yay!
That was hot.
Sir, are you okay?
Oh, you look nasty.
What the frig? Is that the witness? Man, that's crazy!
As always, I'll keep you guys posted with the reveal, so be sure to stay tuned on the channel. And next, we should also mention the end of season thing. This week following the reset, the Helm finally became overcome by egregore spores, and upon visiting the Helm, Callus appeared to give us a final message. With that dialogue probably being the best part of the quest, Callus offers us to join him, but inevitably detects our unwavering trust in the Traveler, which he also warns is now in the gaze of the Witness. Of course, spooky stuff, but Zavala also finishes by saying Callus's vessel lay stranded above the moon. And also according to Zavala, residents of the last city witnessed the message as well. So we're awaiting what happens next, and that'll be revealed next week. Of course, we also got the new Eris-themed Sparrow upon completing that quest, so be sure to check in and grab that before the end of the season if you want it. Here though, let's cover some other news and quick updates from Bungie. Of course, one thing to bear in mind is that we are going to get Arc 3.0 info in the next 2 days. If that releases later on today on Wednesday, and I don't post about it, it's because my mouth is numb from a dentist visit, so I'll keep you guys in the loop as soon as I can. But the other shout is that the exotic weapon ornament vote is now going out via email, and that's the one that Bungie announced last week, where we can choose between a new ornament created by the community for Rat King, Sweet Business, or Arbalist. If you've got that email, when you click on the exotic icons, I believe that actually makes the vote, so be sure to click the one that you actually want to vote for, and Bungie have said that voting will end on August 23rd. Now though, for a few more updates from Bungie. A few days ago in the TWAB, they outlined a bunch of weapon changes that we're going to be seeing, and some players weren't sure if they'd specified that these changes will go live on August 23rd or not, but Cosmo confirms that all of the weapon changes listed will go live at the start of Season 18, and that is the 23rd next Tuesday. So potentially useful clarity right there. Also, players weren't sure if we'd see Eruption immediately for Iron Banner in Season 18, as they had said that they'd be going with the plan of introducing modes into Crucible Labs first. But Liana Rupert confirmed that that is setting expectations for future drops, so we absolutely will be getting the Eruption mode with the first Iron Banner in Season 18. Another interesting thing here, and Destiny Bulletin pointed out, that the clips we discussed last week potentially showing elements of a new subclass have been updated to remove the HUD. And so basically a Bungie dev showed off some gameplay of some finishers that they'd worked on. And inside of that gameplay, the HUD was visually different. Of course, we've got the green subclass icons, and the ability icons themselves are a little little bit different too. So players are speculating, could this be a future subclass? And it is entirely possible, but it's worth pointing out that those clips were removed by Bungie and have now been replaced with ones that have no HUD visible. So kind of interesting, doesn't necessarily confirm anything, but they obviously saw fit to remove it. So share your thoughts about it down below. Final thing to mention here, a few interesting bits from the Massive Breakdown podcast. And last week they had associate weapon designer at Bungie, Mercules, join the podcast, and there are a few bits of interesting conversation to note. Destiny Bulletin highlighted right here that they had asked a question about Monte Carlo's bayonet possibly being used as a glaive, and Mercules replied, "No comment, and you can't see, but I'm winking as well." So a bit of a tease there that possibly Bungie are looking at something that they can do with Monte Carlo to enable it to perhaps work like a glaive. It's a possibility. He also commented on the fact that bringing back weapons from before Shadowkeep is quite difficult, and we know that the game had a big engine overhaul around that period. So he added that it's almost easier to rebuild the weapon model from scratch than it is to use a model from before Shadowkeep. Essentially, that's to temper expectations about year one weapons and things like that being updated. But then Fading Shadow on Reddit has some other highlights from the conversation there, and it teased that the high-impact auto-rifle stability changes are super noticeable, and that heavy grenade launchers are a lot more fun in the highest-end PvE content now, and this is in reference to adjustments we're going to see for Season 18. But he added that the Gambit origin trait, Run and Gun, will activate based on the type of enemies defeated, and so he gave the example that it will require at least 2 kills on Guardians in order to activate. And as Bungie outlined, Gun and Run will give a sprint speed increase on multi-kills, so the amount of kills required may be slightly different depending on mode and enemy type. Also, Bungie had discussed Skulking Wolf, the Iron Banner origin trait, and they said it's redesigned to activate on kills while at low health, and it will now work in PvP as well. And Mercules added that the Skulking Wolf activation trigger is 63 HP regardless of the shield state, and it will last 10 seconds. They'd also said that Fighting Lions buff is hopefully not nearly as bad as things were with the accidental 20% buff, and that the Lord of Wolves change is only part 1 due to time constraints and is strictly a PvP nerf, and that's why they've added PvE damage increase to compensate for it. But part 2 of the change, which they're hoping will be mid-season 18 or season 19, is that base Lord of Wolves will be a normal pulse rifle, but Release the Wolves will be an auto rifle, which fires full auto with slightly less body damage and significantly more crit damage. So it gives a bit of insight as to how they're kind of thinking about some of these weapons. And then he said that the full auto setting launching in season 19 in its first iteration will make every single weapon type full auto without any granularity, but there are other versions of the system in the works. And for glaives, he also said that hit registration issues on the weapon type are caused by the non-hit scan nature of them and how that interacts through the network, but they do have a fix for it internally, and the fix will likely launch in season 19 as it needs more playtesting. And so slightly hit and miss glaives is something that they have a fix in the pipeline for. Then on top of this, some interesting bits and bobs, but he said the weapons team works basically 2 seasons in advance, so they're doing stuff well ahead of time, although he said some other teams work way further ahead than that. Then it suggested that old raid and dungeon weapon pools will get perk refreshes and origin traits, but there isn't any further information on that just yet. Plus he said that changes will be coming to the combat style mod systems in Lightfall, and that potentially includes things like Warmind cells and elemental wells. And so just a few highlights right there, definitely worth checking out that podcast, and I'll link the Massive Breakdown podcast in the description box below. Credit to them for the awesome questions, it's definitely worth a listen, but for now guys, that's what we have to speak about in this video. So as always, I'll keep you guys posted with more Destiny content and news as we get it. Definitely get subscribed and turn on notifications so that I can keep you up to date. But otherwise for now, I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you all very soon.